Steve Wolbach, your friendly public adjuster. I want to talk to you today. I don't know if this has ever come up with you or if you've heard some of your neighbors. I suspect somewhere along the way you have. And what we want to talk about today is tree roots. Yes, yeah, I said it. Tree roots. Okay. Maybe I should have said before I went into this, if you have any children nearby, would you please ask them to go into the other room? I apologize for that. I should have given you that heads up there. But tree roots. Now, what happens with tree roots? Tree roots cause damage in a lot of different areas. I want to talk about two specific situations here. And I'm only going to take the one all the way through. But when we have tree roots, especially out at a curb, and it's growing along the roadside, some of those trees, by nature, their roots grow not very deep. They grow more laterally, just so much. Oops, I don't need that paperwork, do I? They're just so far under the soil line, you know. And what happens is the tree roots will grow, and sometimes they make contact with your sidewalk, where people are going by the home, right? That common sidewalk, the community sidewalk, and they start lifting, and you know, now you have a situation where instead of like this, you're like this now. And as people walk by, now you have a tripping hazard, or you're pushing a stroller or some type of cart. You know, somebody's going out food shopping and they're pulling their cart back. The bottom line is it's a safety issue. Now that is more of something that we never get involved with. That's the liability side of the insurance policy. That's known as, I'm very sorry, under Section 2. In Section 1 is what we deal with. So that's one area where tree roots cause a problem, and we see this all the time. The one that I want to talk about is if you have the tree that's on the front lawn, closer to the home, and you have a situation where the roots have gone down and they work their way into your soil pipe, your sewer line that goes out into the main sewer on the street. They work their way in and they start to block things up, and they grow and grow and expand. And next thing you know, you have a nice amount of water that you send down. You know, you flush your toilet, the wash machine sends water out, and it hits this, which now has turned into a clog. And at that point, the water backs up, comes back up from the source where it first came from the house, right, out onto the floor. Really messy situation. Don't want to see that, but it happens all the time. Now, there's a different circumstance. The insurance companies will pay for the damage that was caused from that block. Now, what caused the block? The block was caused by the tree roots working their way into your soil pipe and starting to block off, to close off, you know, an area. Can you see that? I don't know, I can't do that very well. And maybe you have, you know, where there's only a little bit of area where the flow can get through. I think you get the idea, right? As I say, you already asked the children to leave, so you guys know what this is. When you have that type of blockage, now the water backs up. What it's going to take to clear that blockage up is not going to be covered by your policy. But the damage, the fact that you had the blockage, the water backs up and goes back into the house, onto the carpet, your flooring, tile floor, wherever that situation occurred, whatever gets damaged there, that is covered. That's something that's important to know. That absolutely is covered. Now, you want to present it in the best light to make sure that we get what's called all the ensuing damage. The ensuing damage is the damage that happened because of that original blockage, right? So we want to make sure that you have that. And there's where a public adjuster can come in and address each and every issue. You know, was there molding involved? Was there a level of water where it started to be drawn into the sheetrock, the walls, right? And it wicks. It starts to work its way up. Stop that. So things like that all need to be accounted for. That's damage that you've suffered, especially if you're dealing with toilet sewer water. That's contaminated, You have different classes and categories of water, and that would be a class 3. That's something that's very dirty and that you don't want to play around. You just don't come in and mop it up. You need to cut all the pieces out. Anything that's been exposed to that needs to be completely pulled out and restored with fresh, new materials, building materials. There's where a public adjuster will put that whole list together. We'll go to the insurance company and represent that to them, that this is the type of situation that needs to be addressed. We need these things to be pulled out. We need new construction going in. And here's what the dollar value will be because of this. That's our job. And I like to say, in our organization, we do quite well doing that for you. So guys, make sure if you've known anybody that's had that issue, doesn't happen where it just happened now. Maybe it's been weeks ago and the insurance company says that we're only going to do X amount and they never did certain things. Let me take a look at that. Let's see just how far they went. And if it was that really nasty, dirty water, contaminated, that should have been completely removed. You should not be having someone pay for a carpet cleaning allowance where you have some company come in, professional carpet cleaners, and they're going to go and do the carpets and get that nice and clean. Nah. Once they've been hit by contaminated water, that has to leave. That's the end. Out. That's the only thing, is the way that gets handled from a professional standpoint. From your standpoint, do you want to go walking on carpet again that you just had toilet water on there? Come on. You know that. All right, guys. I hope that this has been beneficial. I hope you've learned something from that. I hope you have a recourse when something like this may have happened to you. Get me involved. Let me see what I can do to help you with this. I really appreciate you listening to these, and I want to continue to give you the best information that I can possibly out there. If you liked it, give me one of these. If it didn't mean anything to you, one of those, please share this, and would you subscribe? Thank you very much, and God bless you.